You want to say anything to anybody?
Hello.
What happens is I think like libertarians, they tend to be like, okay, well, this is how I choose to live. You choose to live your way. But it doesn't seem to go both ways, right?
Okay.
There are certain groups that believe that you must live their way.
Where we are slowly losing our rights over time. There's no doubt about it. I mean, how can you not see it?
So it would not surprise me that, especially with such an archaic system as our voting is,
Agreed.
that if
Most
you
agreed.
if you are in a position of authority, oaths to the Constitution don't mean much to a lot of people these days.
No, it doesn't. It should be like the Bible, but that would be laughed at as well. It is our Bible, folks. The United States Constitution, aside from the Bible itself, is the Bible, so to speak, figuratively speaking, whatever,
It's the
in my
law of the
view.
land.
Yeah, it's the gospel word of the United States. It is what everything the US was, at least at one point, predicated on. That was your bulwark, the ultimate foundation of which to build from, right? And if you're building a house, we've all heard the saying before, you got a choice. Do you want to build on solid ledge or rock, or do you want to build on sand? In
Well,
my
and that's
opinion.
why we started reading the Constitution, because I suspect that most people really do not know the Constitution or understand the
Absolutely.
Constitution.
Yeah.
Because the government would not be allowed to get away with what it gets away with today, because a lot of what we have today is not constitutional.
Mhm.
Well, all these
Yeah.
agencies and the power in the federal government, these are not allowed by the Constitution. They basically are creating these things. But the people who actually used to go and serve in the Congress and in the Senate, they weren't constitutional lawyers. They were farmers. They were bankers. They
For the
were
longest time, yeah.
okay. They weren't lawyers. We could
Yeah.
go down this path about how lawyers have really screwed up this country, because the law, you don't need to be a lawyer to interpret what is common sense. And if you write a law that isn't in plain English that normal people can understand, then maybe it's not the best written law.
Well,
Okay?
for the last 50, probably 40 plus years anyway, the way a lot of laws are written now and bills are passed, they're about 6 inches thick and they're usually passed at like 2 in the morning. And most of the Congress has not even read them.
Yeah,
They
and
might have
usually they're usually what the
pork barrel
title is for the
stuff.
law is not even the real law. They'll put something in the back page,
Yeah.
and all this pork on it to get
Yeah.
it passed. All
Yeah.
right, Dan, I'll give you my vote if you build that bridge to nowhere for me. So,
Yeah.
they're doing a bill on, school funding or whatever. And then the back, it's like a bridge to Dan's house.
Yeah.
Well, it's at what point are people just, I mean, so where I was going down. So now you have this division of
Mhm.
two sides that are just relying on visceral reactions now,
I agree.
where they're going to become, okay, it's almost like that guy in the cage match. Let's get it on, right?
Right. Right.
At some
Instead of,
point,
right.
it comes back to Thomas Jefferson with the Tree of Liberty, where every so often you have to water the Tree of Liberty with the blood of patriots and tyrants.
Well, I hear you, but
No, I'm quoting. I'm not making this up.
I know you're not quoting it. I get it, but that's pretty heavy for a lot of people to swallow.
Well, it really isn't, because the bottom line is we talked about evil in when we read Revelations, and how the Bible warned that evil will continually come for you. It will keep coming. It will keep coming. Even in Revelation, it
Mhm.
cast evil down, right? But evil comes back.
Yeah.
Evil will never stop. It doesn't tire. It doesn't feel remorse. It's just it has one, it's like the Terminator. It's going to just keep coming from you unless you kill it.
Yeah.
So, and the bottom line is if if our country has reached the point where we have a division of where people want this country to go, then perhaps it is time that we split apart.
Well, it's funny you say that because certain people, I can name one guy right now, you know who he is, but Doug Casey's been saying that for a long time, that he sees that coming for so many reasons. A split.
Live long and prosper.